So, I just watched a movie where a guy gets his nose ripped off in an arcade. The hotel's front desk guy is definitely a psychopath. The hotel has no Wi Fi, which we're reminded of every 5 seconds. And David Howard Thornton basically does a private ballet performance over a dead body while playing tic tac toe on someone else's skin. Yeah, this is Stream, and I don't know how I missed this one. Welcome to No Name Nightmares, where I help you find hidden horror gems and hidden not so gems. Today we're looking at a movie that is kind of a complete mess. It's made by the Terrifier crew, stars a Mount Rushmore of B horror legends, and has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. And that makes me think the critics were smoking something real good in the theater. Seriously, though, did the director get 95% of the critics' social security numbers and threaten to take out mortgages in their name if they don't leave a positive review or something? The movie's not scary at all, and the script is the meal equivalent of a sloppy Joe. But if you like creative kills and absolute chaos, you're in the right place. I really wanted to love this. On paper, it should be great. I mean, you have David Howard Thornton, Damien Leone, Tony Todd, Danielle Harris, Jeffrey Combs, Dee Wallace, but just hold on. We've got the Keenan family here trying to reconnect at a resort, but right away, it's just kind of off. You've got the son Kevin, who is the ultimate Gen Alpha stereotype. This kid is live streaming his gameplay to 1,200 people, and I was genuinely waiting the whole runtime for him to drop a 6-7 or a skibbity. Then you've got the daughter, I think her name was Taylor, and she just got brought home by the cops for stealing beer. Great characters, right? Maybe the resort they're staying at is just a stop on the way to go see Dr. Phil. Just one last taste of the good life before these kids spend the next 6 months at the ranch milking cows and husking corn or whatever the hell they do there. Anyways, the acting across the board is rough. The dialogue feels like it was written by an AI that was fed nothing but 90s slasher tropes and Gen Alphaisms. And look, I've got to say it. Hot take. I know she's a horror legend or whatever because she was in some mediocre Halloween movies. Halloween 4 is pretty good though. But Danielle Harris is just not a good actor. She wasn't great as a kid and she's still struggling here. The scenes at the hotel bar were just so awkward, I actually felt my soul trying to escape from my body like I was playing that Talk to Me game. But not even those creepy-ass ghosts wanted to take over for me. Anyways, I'm getting way ahead of myself. So the movie starts with a woman vacuuming in what looks like a nursing home. Actually, I guess it's a hotel, but the production value makes it kind of hard to tell. There's a cheap jump scare, then someone convinces her that rats unplug the vacuum, and then she dies. Logic, out the window immediately. I highly doubt Remy or any rat anywhere near as intelligent as him is hanging around this place. I just don't believe it. But then Jeffrey Combs shows up as the front desk guy and things get interesting. You realize he's watching the hotel on camera like the creepy landlord from 13 Cameras. Gerald, is that you? Drop a comment if you've seen 13 Cameras. Underrated movie. Also, side note, there's a guy named John in this movie who looks a little bit like Jeffrey Epstein. Please don't be another Palm Beach Pete. Now, let's talk about the only reason this movie is worth watching. The gore. Since Damien Leone did the effects, the kills are insane. The arcade kill, brutal. The corkscrew to the ankle, holy shit. We even get a horror legend strangled with barbed wire. It's 100% practical and it looks incredible. It's the only part of the movie that actually rivals Terrifier if you were really expecting this movie to. And Player 2, played by David Howard Thornton, he is such a joy to watch. He moves like a ballerina, he's so over the top, and He brings that Art the Clown energy that makes the movie more entertaining. The scene where he's playing tic-tac-toe on a human body, that caught me so off guard. That is peak cinema right there. Another positive is the music. If you like the Terrifier 2 score, you will love this. It's very synth-heavy and just complements the movie so well. However, about an hour and 10 minutes in, Lockwood, played by Jeffrey Combs, finally announces that this is all a game with 4 contestants. And those 4 contestants are obviously the killers, not the band. The problem? The twist. Well, I guess we already knew, so it's not really a twist. But it's a total rehash of Hostel, The Hunt, and Squid Game. It's not original at all. And it's about 5 years too late to the social commentary party. It's also not really a spoiler, so this is still technically spoiler free, because trust me, you see it coming just by looking at this poster. Plus, the character decisions are just nonsensical. Kevin, the Fortnite kid, hacks into the Wi-Fi and sees the killers on camera. Then Lockwood just somehow video chats with him, and the kid leaves the room. He leaves the room to go out where the killers are. Why? Why? Then another character just says, "I have secured my win," and leaves instead of helping his friend. It makes no sense. I'm usually okay with dumb characters in horror to some extent, but this felt like the script just gave up. And also, who the hell says, "I have secured my win"? Sounds like a robot. Like, who wrote this dialogue? Look, I'm a huge fan of Terrifier 2 and 3, so I really wanted this to be good. I really did. Don't think that I went into this expecting it to suck and just feeding my own confirmation bias here. I really wanted to like it. I even forgave the bad acting at first, but the plot and the script just get worse and worse and worse as it goes on. I've had Sloppy Joes more cohesive than Stream's plot, and those are over within like 5 minutes tops. It's not a terrible movie, but for me it's a 2.5 out of 5. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. The music and the gore are incredible, and the cameos are very fun, but overall it's just a run-of-the-mill slasher that happens to have one of the best effects teams in horror. Arguably, in my opinion, the best, possibly ever, at least the best since, like, I don't know, like Tom Savini era Friday the 13th, but this is better. Watch it for David Howard Thornton and the Damien Leone style kills, but don't expect a masterpiece. Honestly, even the after credits scene actually had better ideas than the whole rest of the movie, and the best cameo. You should know exactly who I'm talking about when I say he's going to be the best cameo. But yeah, so what did you guys think? Am I being too hard on Stream? Am I being too hard on Danielle Harris? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next nightmare.